this ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. 15 months after Hamas terrorists slaughtered 1,200 Israelis and took more than 250 hostages and started a war that's devastated Gaza. Now, the real winner is not Israel. That's why young Palestinians in Gaza have been celebrating, chanting that they are men of Mohammed Deif, the military chief of Hamas, who Israel killed last year. What a death cult that is. No, the real winner of this ceasefire deal is not Israel, it is Donald Trump. And the world has just got a warning that the rules have changed now, even before Trump is officially sworn in as US president again on Monday. The change is this. Under Trump, the US president will again be the world's most powerful man, and what Trump wants is what most helps Trump. Now, let's get one thing straight right from the start. It is Donald Trump, it's not President Joe Biden who got this deal done, even if Biden today claimed that even to suggest the opposite was a joke.
Folks, credit for this, Mr. President, you or Trump?
Is that a joke? Oh.
Now, it is true that Biden did push something like this deal 7 months ago. This deal that's going to come into effect on Sunday with the release of the first 3 of the 98 Jewish hostages still held by Hamas. But Biden never got over the line. So last week, Trump issued this warning: release the hostages by next Monday, when Trump is sworn in, or else.
If those hostages aren't back, I don't want to hurt your negotiation. If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East. And it will not be good for Hamas, and it will not be good, frankly, for anyone.
Now, that man standing next to Trump was his envoy in these talks, Steve Witkoff. And on Saturday, that man was in Israel. Witkoff demanded to see President Benjamin Netanyahu. But it's the Sabbath, he was told. Doesn't matter. I don't care, he said. Now, we don't actually know what was then said in their meeting, in that meeting with Netanyahu, what was promised maybe. Maybe Trump's message to Netanyahu was, give me this deal in time for my inauguration. Great President, I'll send Israel weapons. I'll let it bomb Iran's nuclear weapon sites. Who knows? Maybe he didn't do any of that. Whatever. Netanyahu caved. He made this deal that he'd walked away from back in May. And it was Trump, not Biden, who was the first to announce it on his Truth Social. We have a deal for the hostages, he said. They'll be released soon. The Times of Israel even reports 2 anonymous Arab officials saying Trump's envoy did more to persuade Netanyahu in one meeting than Biden did all year. And then when Biden today called a press conference about this deal, he even blamed the wrong terrorist group for the October 7 massacre that started this war.
More than 15 months of conflict that began with Hezbollah's brutal massacre on October the 7th.
So, Donald Trump was crucial. Indeed, you could say he forced this deal on Netanyahu. Now, maybe Netanyahu wanted it forced on him, because Trump's threats gave him a good excuse to give in. He could say to his far-right coalition members, see, I had to. And so what? Hamas had already been mostly destroyed. And if he gives in to a grateful Trump, maybe he'll get a favour from him. Oh, on the other hand, maybe Hamas also caved in out of sheer fear. All that said, let's look at this deal that Trump demanded, because it seems to me that this will actually guarantee Hamas will survive, even if it's badly mauled, even if the Gaza it ruled is in ruins. Now, the full details are a bit cloudy. But it seems that over the next 6 weeks, Hamas will have to gradually free 33 of the 98 hostages it still holds. Hostages whose pictures are displayed everywhere you go in Israel. Now, of those 98 hostages, 1/3 are actually thought to be dead, including the very youngest. The hostages to be released in the first stage will be women, children and men over 50. In exchange, Israel is supposed to release more than 1,000 Palestinian prisoners, murderers, people on life sentences, convicted terrorists, men even who attacked Israel on October 7. This army will also withdraw from settlements in Gaza and pull back close to the border. The rest of the hostages will be freed if the two sides can make another deal for a full withdrawal over the next 6 weeks. Now, you can already see, I think, why many people in Israel are worried about this deal. You can see why it really is a ceasefire and not a peace. 1,000 Palestinian terrorists, killers, criminals going to be released to go back to Gaza, to go back and join what's left of Hamas, which is now led by the brother of Yahya Sinwar. Now, that Yahya Sinwar, he was their Hamas leader killed last year, was himself freed by Israel in a 2001 hostage swap. We'll give you 1,000 Palestinian terrorists and criminals for one Israeli soldier. Well, you see how that worked out with him. So, this is going to ensure that Hamas, weakened though it is still the strongest Palestinian force in Gaza. Who do you think now is going to rule Gaza as Israel pulls out? No one knows. Who's going to be guarding the trucks of aid that are going to be supposedly pouring in with Israeli troops pulling out? Now everyone says, oh no, it can't be Hamas ruling Gaza again.
Hamas is the enemy of the Palestinian people, not just the enemy of the State of Israel.
But who's going to stop them? And do the Palestinians of Gaza see it that way? No more Hamas. Will they now reject Hamas, which has visited nothing but disaster on them? Gaza destroyed, tens of thousands of Gazans killed. Will the Palestinians of Gaza now blame Hamas and choose new leaders? Or will they still back these terrorists who even now have their supporters dancing in the street, celebrating what they are treating as a win?